Federal benefit educators representatives are licensed financial professionals. They are not affiliated with or endorsed by the federal government or any government agency. The information provided is meant to be informational only and not intended to be a recommendation of any type. Contact an appropriately licensed financial professional regarding your individual situation.
Well, hello and welcome to this episode of our Friday Fast Fact. I'm Maria and I'm here with Shar and a very special guest. One of our amazing instructors from FBE, Amy Hosney, is here. Hey, Amy, how are you?
Hi, ladies. How are you today? I'm doing great. Thank you.
I'm doing awesome. Maria?
I mean, it's Friday. I have zero complaints. So, right? Can't complain about that. So today we really wanted everyone who listens to our podcast to get to know Amy and a little bit more about her background, and she's going to answer some exciting questions that you may have, especially if you are thinking about attending one of our FBE workshops. So Amy, with that being said, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I live in a small town in Connecticut. I was born and raised here. I went to college here to Connecticut State. I'm married to a fellow federal employee. He's still on the job. He works with the FBI. And we have two sons, JP and Scotty. JP's in college and Scotty is in high school.
Aw. And okay, so what is your background as a federal employee? I know we've done a podcast about this, but I really feel like you can kind of expand on what your background is and what you've done. And I know it's a lot. You've worked in a lot of different agencies in the federal government.
Yes, Maria. So my background as far as education is accounting and finance, as well as law. And so I started working for the IRS in 1991. I can't believe it's been so many years ago now. On the civil side of the house. And then in 1994, I moved over to the Criminal Investigation Division, where I served for 25 years as a law enforcement officer.
And Shar, I know that you are really proud of the fact that all of our trainers are former federal employees. And why is that so important to you?
It's important because they've walked the walk, they've talked the talk, they've lived through all of this. Some of them will tell you, some of the instructors will tell you, don't do what I did. They're there to educate you on your benefits, hopefully catch you at a good time in your career to where you can maybe make some changes. So this way you can also retire at a good age and enjoy life, but they've lived it. So who else is better to educate you on something than somebody that's walked in your shoes?
Absolutely. And like, speaking of that, okay, so Amy, as a federal employee, did you feel like you really knew what you needed to know about your federal retirement benefits when you were working?
Not early in my career. I felt like there weren't as many HR resources available locally. Early on, when I first started, we had a full staff, but over the years, they centralized it and there was no one there that you could talk to personally about retirement benefits or just benefits in general, like TSP. So I definitely found over time that we were not educated enough. And it was really up to the employee to start doing the research and getting the retirement guides from their agencies and even outside sources to start educating ourselves to navigate the system, which can be confusing at times.
I mean, there's so many things to know, right? Like Shar and I do a podcast every single Friday where we are reviewing questions that people have. And I feel like even though we've done it for over a year, it's still very complicated. And they're making changes all the time, right, Shar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's super important that, FBE is here to help. That's the whole goal of what FBE does. So what got you, Amy, what got you interested in working with FBE?
I actually attended an FBE workshop in my federal building in New Haven, Connecticut, and Walt was the instructor, one of our senior instructors now. He was awesome. It was actually his first live workshop, I believe. So John Durham was there in the back of the room, and Walt did a fabulous job. And afterwards, we just started chatting, and I said, wow, this seems like such a fun retirement job. I would love to teach fellow federal employees all about the retirement benefits. So one thing led to another. I got Char's number. I reached out to her right before I was ready to retire, went through the whole interview and training process. And when I retired, I was pretty much ready to go until COVID hit, but changed things a little bit. But at the end of the day, I'm so glad I went to that workshop and learned about FBE, because it's a great job.
Oh, good. That's always exciting to hear. And I love that you were there for Walt's like first live workshop. That's so cool, because he's fabulous. He's one of our instructors, and we're actually going to be speaking to him as well. So very, I love how it comes full circle. Well, Amy, it has been so wonderful talking to you today. I have loved getting to know you more, and I love that we're able to share you with all of our listeners, and maybe one of these days they will actually maybe see you on a virtual workshop, or maybe meet you at one of our virtual workshops. And so, Char, if people are like, hey, I really like Amy, I really want to attend a workshop, where can they go and what should they do?
They should email us at info@fededucators.com. Let us know what city and state you're located in. Let us know what agency you're working with. Maybe we're on site for a live training, or maybe we have a open enrollment where all walks of life, whether you're with the SBA, FBI, whatever, are attending that training. Just send us an email. If you have specific questions, send us an email at info@fededucators.com. We will get you set up on a training or answer those questions that need to be answered.
And that was your Friday Fast introduction, I guess. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yes, have a great weekend. Take care.